The prolonged story. Emperor Akbar was always worried about the administration of his kingdom. This affected his health and he fell ill. He spent sleepless nights. He spent sleepless nights. All the Kahims of the kingdom tried the best medicine, but they could not cure Akbar of his sleeplessness. One day, a Hakim from Iran came to see Akbar. He examined the emperor and said, "Your Majesty, your remedy is very simple. You should listen to a story at bedtime every night. You will be able to sleep peacefully. Gradually, you will be completely cured of your sickness." "But who will tell me a story every day?" Birbal said. "Please don't worry. Every night, one of the courtiers will come and tell you a story. I too will come once." Akbar liked Birbal's idea and gave his approval to the plan. Thereafter, a courtier came to the palace every night and told the emperor a story. But this idea did not work well. The courtiers would be fed up with telling story, but Akbar did not get any sleep. The emperor would be awakened wide and said, "What happened then? What happened then?" He would go on and repeat the same question. At last, the courtier became so tired that he fell asleep himself. Finally, it was Birbal's turn to tell a story. Birbal began a story. "There was once a forest." "What happened then?" said the Akbar. "There was a small cottage in the forest. A poor farmer lived there with his family." "What happened then?" "The farmer grew crops in his field, and after the harvest he stored the grains in his cottage." "What happened then?" Birbal said. "Birds would enter his cottage and picked grains and flew away." "What happened then?" Birbal was irritated. He thought something must be done through nagging questions. "What happened then?" Continuing story, Birbal said. The farmer decided to put an end to the birds' menace. "What happened then?" Farmer bought a big barrel and filled it with grains. He tied a thick cloth on the barrel and sealed it. "What happened then?" Birbal came to the story's end and said, "The birds came into the cottage, but they would not find an single grain." "What happened then?" "They lived a mouse in the hut. A clever sparrow made friend with the mouse. It asked the mouse to gnaw away the cloth on the barrel." "What happened then?" Soon the birds started coming one after the other. There were around 1,000 birds near the cottage. One of them entered the cottage. It picked a grain from the barrel. Then it flapped its wings and flew away. Flap, flap. What happened then? The second bird came. It picked a grain and flew away. Flap, flap. The fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth came one by one. Each picked a grain and flew away. Flap, flap. Akbar was now completely bored with the story. He asked Birbal, "How many birds will have to fly away?" Birds replied. Birbal replied, "Your Majesty, only 9 has flown away so far, so it will have quite some time for 1,000 birds to fly." Akbar yawned and said, "Birbal, do me a favor. Please stop now and make the remaining birds fly tomorrow. I am feeling very sleepy now. In a few moments, Akbar was fast asleep. Birbal went home. The following day, Akbar said, Birbal, I really enjoyed your story and I had a good night sleep. What happened then? Said Birbal. Flap, flap, replied Akbar. Both started laughing loudly.